Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live stream this evening. Today, we're going to be talking about what it means to be a millennial with our Millennial Insights, and specifically, what it means for a millennial to be successful. What is our view of success, and how do we get there in this day and age? This is my guest, Tim Casey.
Hi, how's it going?
He's been a loyal host, or I should say, a willing host, a generous host to set all this up for us. So give him a round of applause.
Ooh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, he works hard, guys. He works hard to get this stuff set up. As well as does a lot of stuff on the side. Hit him up if you need any videography work done. Tim Casey Film.
That's me.
That's
Yeah,
him.
absolutely. I can do podcasts. I can do live events. I can do weddings. I can do YouTube videos.
He does YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. He's a pro.
Yeah, I am. So. I am a pro.
Yeah, I know. I was just.
I
believe you. No,
laughing at?
I'm trying to brag about you. It's just really funny when you join me. I find it very refreshing. It's nice.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So today we're going to be talking about what it means to be successful. So what, in your opinion, what does it mean for young people like us? What's our view of success? And is it different from our parents? Is it different from our grandparents? That's what we're going to be talking about. So if you guys have an opinion, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Let's see. What would I say about that? Is it different?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I heard a statistic the other day that was talking about how the millennials and Gen Z have the least amount of money. Right?
Yeah.
And we are kind of the bottom two generations, but
yeah.
we have the least amount of money compared to
other generations.
At our age.
At our age.
We have like.
Yeah.
I think it was like 16% of the wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is millennials and Gen Z.
I got you. I got you.
And so it's like really, really low. I think they said that at our age, the other generations were around 25%.
Wow.
So
wow.
I mean that's a difference right there.
Yeah.
So I think like almost our success has to change a little bit with that. We can't just be super monetary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because
that's a good point.
It is a little bit harder for us,
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily see education as a avenue of success either.
No.
You know,
not so much.
like with college and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's getting kind of written off too.
Dicey. Yeah.
I think at some point what we're realizing is you have to think that you're successful.
Yeah, you have to experience, being okay with yourself.
Yeah, that's like our version of success. It's like, when do you accept yourself for who you are?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Or at least that's what's been presented to me. It's like, okay, if I want to be successful, it's probably not going to be through education or through monetary gains. Mm-hmm. It's like I really have to. Like the one thing I can fall back on is like I have to accept me for me, like we're like the mental health generations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Where it's like having to focus on like, am I okay? Which is kind of like it sounds a little wimpy, but it's all I got. It's all we got.
It's all we got.
So, yeah.
If you got more,
but it's not wimpy.
No.
Like whenever you do it right,
it's
when
not.
you do it wrong, it can be.
Yeah.
But when you do it right, I think you grow exponentially.
Yeah.
So, at least that's what I've seen. So.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
What about you? Your thoughts on?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of, I think a lot of us are in the same boat. It's like our view of success was, I think what we all wanted was a house, a healthy family, and to be able to travel, right? Indiscriminately, just travel anywhere we wanted to travel, right? I think that's by and large a view, whereas I think in past generations it's been more just, well, I'm not sure, because homes came easier to past generations than it did this generation, and that has led to like the housing boom right now is mostly our age group buying homes frantically, not for investments, to live in, because we've been renting. Well, when we came of age, which was like 2008, 2010, it's a wider age range than that, but when we came of age, graduated high school and all this stuff, it's like there was a recession, and so it was a terrible recession. The housing market crashed. Nobody could buy homes, and so we just lived with, I mean, everybody knows it, we all lived with our parents for 10 plus years. 10 to 13 years. I mean, this has been it was a terrible time to come of age, because when we should have been getting houses and finding good jobs, there wasn't any good jobs, and even people who went to college were working minimum wage jobs, which was like what, $7 back then.
Oh yeah, I remember making $8 an hour.
Yeah,
at like Chick-fil-A,
and it was decent.
That was my first job.
Yeah,
it was like $8.
Yeah, $8.
Absolutely.
It's like just
Dude,
above.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you? Were you 18?
Yeah, I think I was.
You were 18.
I think it was like the end of my 18th year.
Oh,
I got
wow.
a job at Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, most of us didn't have careers. We had gigs. And so it was like we worked at this fast food restaurant for a while, then we moved to that store, and then we moved to that, coffee shop, and we didn't build careers. I mean, I'm 29 years old, and I have a wide scope of experience across many different sectors of business or professions. I don't have a career. We don't have any grounding.
Sorry, there's this little comment. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing? That's my friend.
Oh, that's your friend?
Yeah, I know him.
Rock on.
What's up,
rock
dude?
On.
Nice to see ya.
Yeah.
He is a businessman, too. You are a businessman.
Oh, yeah?
Welcome.
Well, rock on.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, I know. We need people like you, man.
Yeah. Is Johnny millennial?
I think, yeah.
Millennial businessman.
Yeah, you're a millennial businessman.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal, dude.
We need millennial businessmen.
We need millennial businessmen.
100%.
I think 2020 produced probably the most millennial businessmen. It's like if you hadn't started a business, you're probably going to. Nobody's working at jobs anymore.
Oh my gosh!
Everybody's like, oh, we gotta learn how to do business so we can.
Yeah.
We don't want to work for people anymore.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Which is, I guess some people could argue it's horrible. I don't know.
But
maybe
I don't
it's
think
like
so.
It doesn't feel that way to us.
Yeah.
Because we've been depressed for so long. I mean, financially, depressed, obviously, in other ways too. But financially, we've been depressed for so long working for other people that we're like, why not work for ourselves?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, like for me, it's felt like such an impossible feat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you even get to that point where you can work for yourself or run your own business?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been doing that for a year or more now.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Not even like the most lucrative, but like the freedom wise and learning how to build something that will become lucrative, a huge deal. Because we were talking about last time, skills. You're growing like your skills.
Yes.
And like actually stepping out and trying to make a business or do something for yourself. You're making your own skills. You know? So it's really important.
Yeah.
What did it say? Owner,
entrepreneur, business help launcher.
Ooh.
Getting past fear is the first step. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. You just feel like you can't. Like everything's going to crash down around you. Yeah. Also, whenever we speak so badly of business owners,
yes,
or people because they are rich or they have a lot of money.
Yes.
I mean, there can be evil in that. I'm not saying that there can't, but whenever you totally demonize the entire group,
Mm-hmm.
then you trying to succeed yourself, you'll never make it because
It's really hard.
you've already demonized you gaining success.
You in the future.
Anybody, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you demonize successful people,
Yeah.
I mean, you're killing yourself.
It's almost like you gotta repent.
Yeah. It's true though. It is. It is true though.
Yeah.
You know, like you really do. Otherwise, like, how do you do that? You either like, because then even if you do make it, you're a huge hypocrite.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough place to be.
Absolutely.
It's tough. I don't know. I don't think that we should be demonizing successful people.
No.
Especially if we're trying to find some form of success ourselves.
Yeah. If you want that, then you should be, and not exalting them, but you should be looking up to them and mimicking them, respecting them, at the very least.
Yeah, there's just little things that you can learn. You know, and like getting past the fear. That's a poverty mindset can rob you over and over again.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, poverty, scarcity. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poverty mindset, which is like there's just not enough money to go around, or there's you have to do with little.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, poverty will keep you poor even if you have money. You know, it'll make you believe you're poor. You'll still be eating off the dollar menu when you have you're secure, you're good,
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's terrible, but it just keeps you from those opportunities,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a like heavily part of a perspective, a poverty perspective of I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. And I've seen people who really don't have a lot live like it doesn't matter. And they always do well. There's always more,
Yeah.
And not to say that it's just not the same way to live. I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous, but it's rooted in like fear,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. So I guess my view of success, was just to one day own my own home or just have a goal in life. I always liked helping people or being there for people, and having my own family, of course. Being a father was a big goal of mine. I wanted to be a father, a good father. Yeah. I hope I've reached that. I don't have anything to suggest otherwise at this point.
There you go.
But yeah, so that's what I wanted to do, was just help people, be there for people. And in that, I learned a lot. How to help people figure themselves out, I think. Because that was a huge thing I grew up with, was just like, nobody knows themselves. And I wanted to help them know themselves. And if I could do that, but in doing so, I lost the focus on like the real, like the financial world. I lost focus on the labor, like working like a job for myself. It was always for somebody else. And so I just basically tortured myself for other people's success, whether it's their emotional success or their financial success or their spiritual success. I just discarded my own needs, and that was okay for me at that time. But now I'm like older, and I'm like, I don't have anything for me. Yeah. It's not even in a selfish way. I have nothing for me. I have no future for me. I've given it away in slices to all these other people, and learned a lot. I think, I've learned a lot from that, but it's just like, no, I need to focus on building a financial future or something for myself. Yeah. And incorporate that into my vision of success. Some kind of financial provision and stuff like that. But yeah, that was always my view of success. Just having enough for me to live and travel and do whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my view. But I had to overcome. We have to overcome that poverty mindset. We got to overcome that. Yeah. We got to overcome fear. We got to overcome just other people's view of success, I guess.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, it was a rough time to come of age then. Yeah, it was a rough time. When did you graduate?
2012.
2012.
The end of the world.
The end of the world. Yeah, it was. It was the end of the world. They made a movie about it.
Yep. That's the year I graduated. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we just work small jobs. I think there's a lot of people, work small jobs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
I mean, I worked at a small job like always.
yeah,
I think always until I actually started my photography business.
Mm-hmm.
Always small jobs. You
Yeah.
know. I think I worked at Chick-fil-A. No, wait, there was once where I worked at Bass Pro. It was still entry level, but it was a photographer's assistant.
Okay.
And that job was like, oh, maybe I
can move up.
Yeah, maybe I can move up here.
Yeah.
And then I ended up leaving.
Yeah. Well, was it really a career, or was it just like there's room for growth?
There was room for growth.
Those are
I was really worried about it actually.
Oh, I see.
And one of the people I ended up working with,
Mm-hmm.
First off, I had awesome friends who got me that job. That was super nice of them. And then, and then some of the people I worked with, they actually ended up staying, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I want to shoot for Bass Pro, and I want to like." They ended up getting like sent out into like traveling, and like took photos like on the lake and like all this stuff. I was stuck in like a warehouse shooting like staged photos, but like they actually stuck around and got sent out and got to do some really cool stuff, So it was moving up in the Bass Pro company, but I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't like what I saw, like with how they were like treating their photographers, and so I was like, do I really want to move up here, And it might have been better actually for me to actually try, but I ended up not, and then I ended up cleaning houses.
Oh, I see. I
became like a residential house cleaner, I think.
I got you.
No, I became a janitor. First, I became a janitor.
Where at? I think I remember.
It was at Assemblies of God headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
I was a janitor there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh man, somebody was like, hey, you can make more money if you just clean people's houses.
Oh.
And then like they were like, you should work for this cleaning company.
I was like, company. Okay. Yeah.
And so I did that.
Wow.
So yeah, I had that one chance at Bass Pro where it was like bigger than just like
just an entry level position.
Yeah, but maybe I blew it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe this is the way. So
yeah, I'd say this is gonna be better.
Yeah,
for the long term.
This is the way I chose. So
yeah.
I got to make it work no matter what.
It's important not to regret, your decisions. You made the best decision you could in the time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't.
And there's one thing I've been noticing is that I really value my freedom.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to do the things that I want to do in the time that I want to do them.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I just really value that, and so doing this job has really allowed for that. And it's been very, very, very awesome. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's important for a lot of us. A lot of our generation, preserving our time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. I think our priorities are just different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't you think? As millennials, our priorities are different. Our value for life is different. Our value for quality of life is much different.
Yeah.
It's not like, I think as millennials, we value quality of life much, much more than in past generations.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I think that's why so many. I think that. How do I want to say this? I think there's a lot of movements that the millennials have been in that look like they are preserving those traits.
Traits, yeah.
Yeah, very heavily.
I got you.
I think millennials. I think we really do value that too. Maybe even to a wrong degree.
Okay.
We value it.
I see.
Like we take things too far.
Yeah.
With it. Yeah.
I got you.
Absolutely.
Anything specific or just in general? You just feel that way?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. That's okay. If you don't have anything, that's fine. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to beg you. Nail you down. Explain
Yeah.
exactly what you mean to me. No, I see what you mean. I mean,
Yeah.
with the more like social justice and
Yeah. Yeah.
movements and all that stuff, I can definitely see what you're talking about. But I think passively, just in a deeper level, I think we just value the quality of not only our lives but other people's lives
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like we want other people to have a easier time. But yeah, it can go out of hand, because struggle is important, as an important filter for power, for greatness.
Yeah.
So if you get authority, there's got to be a struggle there. If you have an expertise, there's got to be a sifting process that happens. It's it's biblical, spiritual,
Yeah.
but it also.
I was actually just talking to
you know,
somebody. He was talking about how he said a lot of times we're on our path, right?
mhm,
And an obstacle will come up.
mhm,
And he's like, a lot of us will try to find a way around the obstacle, but
mhm.
he's like, but actually the obstacle is the way.
Yeah,
He's like, if you meet the obstacle,
I
like
gotcha.
that's the way, you
Wow.
know, and to accept the struggles that are on your path,
Hmm.
and I think that's important because a lot of times we see
Yeah.
the struggle and I think it makes us think we're on the wrong path.
Mhm.
You know?
Resistance.
Yeah, we freak out. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I did it all wrong.
Wow.
But to understand that, like, no, things are just gonna get hard.
Yeah.
You don't have to question yourself so deeply on like whether you're doing, everything wrong, but you can
Mhm.
actually just receive the information being given to you. Like, it's like, okay, this is a really tough obstacle, but this is the way that I know that this is the way. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In my own life, I found that very difficult. Very, very difficult to know when the resistance, the obstacle is right and when it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys feel that way, but it's like you're going on a path and you think it's good, but then you meet like resistance or something you didn't expect, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shoot, maybe I should change. Maybe I should go somewhere else. Maybe I should do something else. Especially if you don't feel confident or you don't feel like you don't have the support structures in place to face that. I guess that's if I really boil it down to something on live Facebook, I guess I would say that I just lack those support structures in my own life.
I gotcha.
To face a certain degree of resistance or a certain degree of hardship. But I saw other people do it fine, and it was uncomfortable for them. It was difficult, and I definitely admire them for that. But sometimes I think maybe I just lacked some of that support structure in my life. That other people may have had access to, but
absolutely.
But establishing that as soon as possible, I think, is important. And sometimes it has to be intentional. If it didn't come naturally, you just got to intentionally establish a stability for yourself. And a support for yourself in relationships, in finances, and situation. You have to have a stable situation. A stable living condition, safe living conditions. Emotionally safe, financially safe. Like, you're not worried about everything falling through all the time. Because if you're worried about, say, being kicked out or evicted or being verbally or mentally abused or something like that all the time, well, you're gonna be in survival. You're not going to take those risks because you can't take those risks. Or if you don't have people to rely on, people who are dependable, people you can go to, even if they say you can go to them, it's like, well, you may not actually be indulged to do that. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
like, well, thanks for the offer. I don't really know if I can trust you like that, But you got to establish that for yourself before you really have what it takes, or and a lot of that's spiritual too. Spirit is emotion. It's like across several dimensions, I guess. But you just got to be stable and safe internally, and then you can meet those. I think that's where like confident decisions come from. Too, because like it's taken me a long time to trust my decisions. Everything was wishy-washy. Everything, and it wasn't because I didn't want to be that way. It was just I had no confidence in my discernment. I had no confidence in my expertise, whether I had it or not. I think last podcast we were talking about imposter syndrome. It's like
Yeah.
if you fake it, you feel like a faker, you know.
Yeah.
So a
yeah.
lot of our generation that is successful, it's come at a heavy expense. It's come at an expense, at a cost
Mhm.
of like extreme anxiety, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
or just disingenuity or whatever, because they felt like they have to, or at a place of pressure,
Mhm.
you know, or you know, and so that's that's not necessarily, maybe not our experience, but there's a lot of people that are
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, so just establishing that support structure for yourself that allows you to take those risks and
Mhm.
have something to fall back on. Yeah, that's super important. No matter
Yeah.
no matter what your situation was growing up or young adult or whatever, it's like wherever you're at, it's like you gotta establish those pillars, of support in your life.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. And that's something it's actually doable to
Yeah.
do,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, because maybe you weren't given that support system. Maybe you didn't feel like you had it, but you can develop it.
Yes, you can develop it. Yeah.
And that might take a little bit, and that's okay if it takes a while.
Yeah.
But you need to get it.
You need it
know
to do much.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you got to get it. One of the biggest things I think is just like to be on your own side.
Yeah.
Like if you just start being on your side, it changes quite a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Rather than being opposite.
Yeah.
Of you, and then because like how do you do that?
Yeah.
Is there a scripture about that? Being double-minded or something?
Yeah. It's
unstable in all your ways.
What is it for James 1 verse 4? Talking about if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without reproach. But if you ask doubting, you ask amiss. For whoever doubts in his mind is double-minded and won't receive anything from God.
Wild.
So yeah. Don't be double-minded.
Yeah. It hurts you. It hurts you really,
it hurts
really
you
bad
because you want things. I think the scripture, that you point out, it's like it alludes to you want things, and you go for it, and then you're like, I can't, and then you back out. That's a form of double-mindedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you're not going to get anything. You're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
It's not like God's mad at you. He's going to punish you. It's like you won't get it because you doubted, or you doubted whatever it is.
Yeah.
You doubted it,
Absolutely.
Whatever you're supposed to believe, you doubted it,
Absolutely.
I definitely can relate to that.
Yeah.
It's like, because no matter what you do, something's going to work out. Everybody has their race that they're running. You know what I mean? And whether it's being a good person, or being a great businessman, or being a good artist, or a musician, or whatever it is, like a business owner or whatever. But you got your race that you're running, or a pastor. It's like everybody has their moment if you stay on your course. If you run your race, everybody's got their moment.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. I've noticed, like, even in the world, it's like people are praised for different things. Everybody's different, right?
Okay.
But you see one, but if you're watching everybody, you're like, oh, that guy, he's a billionaire. I want to be like him. And then you watch the next guy and you're like, oh my gosh, he's such a great speaker. I want to be like him. Yeah. And then you watch the next guy and you're like, oh my gosh, he's such a good person. I want to be like, and it's like, but you got to pick one.
Gotcha.
And you got to run that race, but I've done that before, where I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be like that guy. Yeah. And I want to be like that guy, but they're running too. Like they're not running at the same place.
Gotcha.
It's in different directions, and you got to run that direction, and you got to decide, but that's where you got to decide what you want.
Yeah.
What do you want? And so that's something that I've been learning, I guess. And I'm like, well, I want stability, but apart from that, I really, I like helping people sort themselves out,
Yeah.
But we're learning a lot, you know what I mean, about like skills and building ourselves up and everything.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get there somewhere.
Here's something.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been trying to work on myself to get out of this idea of always feeling like you're on the edge of success
Mm-hmm.
or of a happening or
Yeah,
of the next level. You always feel like you're on the edge, you
I
know?
got you.
Um, because what I've been noticing about it is you can stay there for a
Yes.
really long time,
Yeah.
and you're not really, you feel like something's about to explode or pop, and maybe it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going like through that like multiple times, and it's like never happening, it's like, well, you might just be missing out on what is happening,
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to like kind of put myself in a, where am I compared to where I've been, and
Mm-hmm.
like, can I enjoy this time instead of always feeling like I'm about to something, like I'm always on the precipice,
Yeah,
and get myself off of that precipice
I got you.
of something's about to happen,
Mm.
and just live in what is actually happening.
Just spare yourself like the disappointment or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
just appreciate what you've accomplished.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You can almost like focus more
Yeah,
on what it is you're doing.
yeah, and enjoy it.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can enjoy
You-
the process.
When you're on that precipice, it's almost like you can't relax and you can't enjoy it.
No,
You're like,
you gotta work
gotta-
harder.
you gotta get-
faster.
you're almost there, but you're just not quite there,
Mhm.
And I think getting
Yeah.
out of that and really viewing where you're at accurately rather than just like on a precipice all the time.
Yeah,
I think it's super, super helpful. It's been helpful to me.
yeah, yeah. Just enjoy the process and realize you have you can do it in a reasonable amount of time. You don't have to be the fastest or the quickest or the just running full force all the time.
Oh yeah,
It's a process. So you can enjoy that. But yeah, it's really good to celebrate the little things.
yeah. I think you told me that years ago.
Yeah,
You're like, sometimes it's just important to celebrate the little things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think I did probably.
yeah, absolutely. I remember.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's really important. I realize everybody has their process,
Mhm.
and I guess sometimes we feel pressured to move faster than the process, and it's like we feel above the process almost.
Ooh.
But not in like, it's sometimes it can be arrogant for sure, but it's almost like a pressure to be better. If it doesn't happen this way, it'll never happen. It's a panic. It's like a fear-based
Mm.
a fear-based, I can't do that. I don't have the time. I don't have the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you can be pressure-based, fear-based. You feel like it's never good enough,
Mm-hmm.
but or it could be, some people could just be reckless and arrogant and like, I'm better than you. But from my experience, it wasn't really like that, even if it seemed like that.
I gotcha.
It was more like a fear of the natural, a fear of like what's normal, fear of average.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm
yeah.
afraid of the process because I want it to happen quick, and I feel like it should because I've been, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you feel stifled or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I feel like it should happen quicker,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But there's so much in the growing process that you learn and you acclimate to different degrees of like different lifestyles during that time. Whereas if it just happens all at once, it's like you don't have that much foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like so much learning that may be boring or tough or difficult,
Yeah.
but there's so much adjustment that happens in that growing process, no matter what it is, business or YouTube or whatever,
Yeah.
It's like you definitely want to put yourself out there or do it slowly, you know what I mean, if you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just saw people just popping up out of nowhere,
Yeah. It's true. Absolutely.
So yeah, it is pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. But yeah, so I think our definition of success as millennials is quite a bit different
Yeah.
than past generations.
Gotcha.
But that's just my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it goes back to different priorities or a different, just a different experience, I guess, because the world we grew up in was depressed. It was economically depressed.
Yeah.
It was emotionally depressed. It was just depressed. I don't know. It's like, so we're a very interesting group of people.
Gotcha.
And we love the absurd. We have an appreciation for the
Oh,
absurd.
so much.
More so than, well, any generation we've seen.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's great. Dogecoin's a perfect example.
Oh man.
I'm sure most people listening have heard of, crypto, Dogecoin.
Oh yeah, they had to have, right?
It has no meaning except what we give it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. But can you think of other examples?
Of absurdities?
Yeah, that are
I mean,
millennial
memes.
based. Yeah, memes.
Memes are outrageous.
Memes are currency now.
we have like NFTs.
We pay for them.
Right?
Well, not me personally, but we buy them
I mean,
and sell them. Memes.
it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Absolutely.
It's hilarious, and there's no indication that's gonna slow down.
No.
I mean, it doesn't look like it.
Well, millennials are growing up.
Yeah.
And as they grow up, they're going to get more and more positions of
influence.
And so we're going to see more. What? Oh my gosh. I can just think of commercials.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they're ridiculous.
Too funny.
Like even like just, the body shaver commercials for the lawnmower.
Oh yeah.
It's like a body shaver and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, man, this is just weird. So they're funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And it's just gonna get worse as we get older, everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's gonna be too upset, right?
No, probably not.
I don't know anybody.
I think it could possibly, there could be a problem with sanctity.
Oh yeah, the irreverence.
Yeah, irreverence. Yeah. And I think that because there's a place for it.
Yes.
I think one of the things we like to do as millennials or even Gen Z, to throw it out.
Yeah,
nothing is reverent, nothing's sacred.
Yeah, nothing's sacred.
Yeah, toss it. Like all of it is a joke. Everything
is a joke.
Well, I don't know if we should be doing that.
Yeah,
it's like maybe
that's pretty funny.
We should probably leave some reverence somewhere.
You
know, to maintain some sort of respect.
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
Yeah,
sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that a lot. Irreverence.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it's not. It's just tasteless.
Yeah.
But that's generally the more the darker side of the internet.
Yeah.
It's mostly all on the internet, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, but we're all internet based at this point. Like millennials are so internet based. You know,
for sure.
And yeah, I think as things go on, I think it will be harder and harder.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think it could be a problem.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. One thought I had was, what will our major government institutions look like with millennials in their 40s and 50s running the show? What is that going to look like? Paint that picture for me, Tim. I'm talking the IRS. I'm talking the Federal Reserve. I'm talking the President of the United States. Secretary of State. Come on. Paint it. What is our political climate? Do these things exist in a millennial future?
Oh my god.
That's what I'm going to start calling it, the millennial future. Do these things exist?
Do these things exist?
And if they exist,
oh my gosh.
What do they do?
Oh my gosh.
I think these things, personally, I feel like the arbitrary nature, specifically about the IRS, is like a dying breed. I feel like it's just, I feel like millennials are anything but arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But but I don't think it's to the point where justice won't be around. I think there will be justice, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think things have gotten so I think we've had injustice so much. Like I mean, I don't know if you have felt this, but like growing up in fear that you were going to be basically persecuted or charged with something that was like that you didn't like feel guilty of. It's just like constant looming, like you could get in trouble. I mean, isn't that the way, like, as personally, it's the way I grew up.
Gotcha.
Everything was like, oh well, you can get arrested for that. Oh well, you'll get sent to jail for that.
Yeah.
All the time.
I
And I'm like,
that.
what would happen if like a generation that really cared about people were running these institutions? I don't mean like 100% of all of us are the same. I'm just, it's in general, I think the value of human life is pretty high with millennials for the most part. But like, what do these places look like? Because we've largely rejected the institutions of the past or the examples of the past, and like you said, sometimes to a damaging degree or a reckless degree. But like, what does that future look like? What does that millennial future look like? And I'm like, it looks fun, but also you just hope it's not chaotic. You hope there's enough structure to where people still have respect, people are still not chaotic. There is law and order, just not arbitrary law and order, like where you're punishing good people for things that don't really, just to keep the word of the law, what I mean?
Gotcha.
And you're actually looking into the situation. And I think that's something with like juries now, because law and juries have become so basically corrupt. And I don't mean to be like, whatever. It's not really a political issue, but it's just like you can basically bank on the fact that if someone goes to court for some kind of like sexual or some kind of crime, that they will get off. You can basically bank on it.
Yeah.
But like, why? Because we have a corrupt society full of sexual deviants who will not incriminate someone else for any kind of sexual sin or crime. Like specifically crime, not like because you don't go to jail for sin, but but isn't that crazy? I'm just like, you just see it all over the place. Is when I was a kid, it was everywhere. I saw it everywhere.
Yeah.
And even when they do get out, it's like, well, they don't spend very long in there, and they right, put you on a list. And I'm like, this is an epidemic, not that that's not really the topic for today's video, but just like, I wonder how this will look. Will our generation stand up and say, this is wrong, I'm gonna send you to jail for it?
I really hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I really, really hope so.
I would hope so. And like how, I just, I don't know. It's like, where's justice? But this happens, in a corrupt society. Justice won't be kept, even by biblical standards. It'll just be out the door. It's one of the first things that you lose when you just have a society that loses its spirituality, loses the gospel, honestly, or pollutes it. And that's largely what has happened,
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't grow up with any sense of real justice taking place. Rarely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if did you feel the same way?
Would I say I felt the same way?
Like justice.
I feel like I was always scared that I was going to be accused of something I didn't do.
Yeah.
I do remember that
for sure.
And so I had to be like doubly clean.
Yes.
Like I had to have like,
I
had to know where I was at what time. I had to have what do they call them? Alibi. I had to have an alibi, right? So
that's crazy.
I do remember that. That's so strange. But I don't know. I think I really hope that we can, as millennials, see through injustice.
Yeah.
And actually see what's right.
Wrong and right.
Yeah. I really hope that we can.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
Do I think that we will? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And I wonder if will we actually hit real justice or just what looks like justice?
I don't know.
Because I think the millennials are. I do think that millennials are susceptible to that fake justice. Yeah.
You mean like in the with the political stuff happening, or you mean like just in general?
I think in general.
Yeah.
Well, I think like you said it before, like we actually value
Mm-hmm.
like other people,
Yeah.
just like to like this certain degree, and
Mm-hmm.
so we're willing to give a little bit more sympathy,
Yeah.
a little bit more empathy. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, well, what if they are? What if I'm wrong? You know,
I got
and I
you.
think that helps us with some of our more intimate relationships. But
Mm-hmm.
people can take advantage of that heavily,
Yeah.
especially corrupt people, criminal like people.
For sure.
You
For
know,
sure.
and so it worries. That stuff does sometimes
Mm-hmm.
worry me.
I
You
got
know,
you.
and I wonder sometimes if we're equipped for that.
Yeah, but I mean that was happening when we were kids. People just get off for stuff. you
Yeah.
know? So it's like, would that be any different? No, not really.
No.
I don't know I don't know the stats. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't
But
have
that's
any
just my
statistics for this.
observations.
Yeah.
That's just what I experienced as a kid. It's like everybody got off for bad stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like, and then people were afraid who may or may not have done anything really wrong.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's like, who knows? I think that there'll probably be a big change
Yeah.
in our generation spiritually.
Ooh. Okay.
That's what I think. I think it's already happening.
Gotcha.
But I think like the gospel's coming back to America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us and the
Good.
younger, the Gen
Yeah.
Zers. Yeah, I think we've been without it for a long time, or just very, very little.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
been very suppressed. Like the real message.
Gotcha.
So I think it's coming back with a punch.
Well, good.
Pretty soon. Yeah, it's happening in some
Gotcha.
areas of the country, but already. But
Yeah.
don't want to miss it, guys. Don't miss it. It's the next move of the Lord. So
Yeah.
I think hopefully it'll just set everything in order. Because I think that's the problem with society is when you lose the gospel,
Oh yeah.
you lose justice.
I think that's what I'm worried
Yeah.
about. You know what I mean?
Oh, with millennials?
Yeah.
Okay, you're worried that we will lose it, or
No, that we've lost it.
that we haven't
That
had
we
it.
haven't really had it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think there's
I
a
see
lot that
that.
we miss out on.
I think yeah,
know,
for sure.
because we don't
For
don't
sure.
actually want to know what this book says.
Oh yeah,
You know, or what the true gospel is.
I gotcha.
You know, and I think so. If it's coming back,
Yeah,
well then yeah, absolutely. I think we could do really good things with that.
yeah,
you
I
know.
think so.
And I see a few individuals, I think,
Mm-hmm.
like who I try to surround myself with,
Yeah,
where I'm like, oh, like yeah, like
yeah.
like they're on the right track. Like that person, they're willing to hear some
Mm-hmm.
stuff that doesn't just like tickle their ears. Is that the
Yeah,
yeah
yeah, I got you.
You know, it's like wow, they're willing to actually listen to some pretty intense things.
Yeah,
You know, and that gives me hope.
I gotcha.
Because it's not all about just like those flighty, well, no one's really wrong feelings.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
and so yeah, that sounds really good.
yeah. Sounds pretty good.
I think we definitely have potential. I think millennials have potential.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a lot of hope for our generation, but obviously, there's a lot of like political and spiritual deception in our generation as well. So
Yeah.
I try not to surround myself with that so much. A lot of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, Jezebel and stuff like that, Phariseeism but I don't know. I think we can come around, and I think that when the real gospel gets, like exposed to society,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of us that really want the truth.
Oh yeah.
I think there's more of us that want the truth than not.
Oh, I would agree with that.
And so I think
Millennials are willing to question
yeah,
real hard.
yeah, and
You know?
adjust for the most part.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Well, we've tossed away the inherent foundations of society. I mean, we could throw everything away. It's like, well,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
challenge any kind of
that's true.
institution.
You
or-
know.
It's like, well, we'll challenge anything if it's not right. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different versions of right, but it's like
Mhm.
if it's not suiting us,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's funny, but it's not always good, I guess. But
Yeah. I gotcha.
but yeah, there's a lot coming out this day and age.
I guess that's part of like the kind of not letting everything be sacred. It's
Yeah.
like you allow yourself to question
Everything,
everything,
pretty much.
which is
yeah.
really important.
Yeah.
It's like a real serious journey to go down,
Yeah.
and to allow
Yeah.
yourself to do.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. So
Yeah.
I see that. And then since we already said, man, there's nothing,
There's nothing sacred.
yeah, nothing sacred.
I'll
Like
challenge
everything will be a meme.
Yeah,
Everything. We will make
it already
all
is.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's already. a meme.
that's the millennial mentality.
I mean, when I look at the millennial future, I'm thinking Elon Musk naming himself, was it the Lord of Tech? I don't remember their titles.
I don't
like. We should look it up though,
oh my
because
gosh.
he has his officers of his company. You know,
Okay.
the Lord of Tech, and then like that's.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's it. He's like the millennial role model. I don't even know if he is a millennial. He's
Yeah, I have
probably
no
a Gen
idea.
Xer.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he is, but I don't know. I mean, maybe
I
he's
don't
not.
know. I don't know how old he is.
I don't know either.
But-
We should look it up.
Yeah, I don't have my phone on me actually.
Oh,
so-
I do. I
Okay.
got my phone. Don't worry,
Cool.
guys. I got my phone. If you know any of this stuff, type it in your. Okay, how old is Elon? 49. Yeah, he's definitely
49.
Generation X, man.
Wow.
Yep. That's what it says. Yep, 49. It's 1971.
Okay.
And then owner titles. Techno King.
Techno King.
I mean,
Elon Musk.
that's hilarious.
What in the world?
This is the stuff that millennials dream of. And he's living it. It almost, I mean, he earned it. He worked really hard for it, but like
Yeah.
this is hilarious. You know,
Oh my gosh.
Techno King.
Wow. What a guy. What a guy.
Yeah. It's like, regardless of what you think about Elon Musk, it's like, that's hilarious. And he's just having fun. And he can. I mean, that's the thing, is like, you can just have fun. It's his company. He worked hard to build it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to please anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's pretty hilarious. But that's what I see.
Mhm.
I see that happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't do that, I'd see that.
Gotcha.
You know, because that's just kind of the stuff we do. You know,
Yeah.
just have fun
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
it.
100%.
Have fun with it. I don't know. I don't know why that's us. I don't know why we're so different, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. Yeah, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
do you have a theory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I think I do.
Yeah, because this isn't normal. I mean, other generations didn't do this.
I'm not certain that we had, I don't know. Okay, this is just a thought, and I
Yeah.
was thinking about it like this morning. Okay,
Mhm.
so, we didn't really have a unifier,
Okay. Yeah.
something like really beyond us to
Yeah.
like devote to,
I got
you know, and I think like,
Hmm.
yeah,
I
I think there was a lot of questioning, like leading up to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we got introduced, and so people were like, "Well, you should probably question some things," and then we started questioning too much.
Maybe. Oh my gosh.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a theory,
yeah.
but it's the opposite of your theory.
Okay, give it to
It's
me.
a counter thesis.
Okay.
I think that we were forced to believe that the world is a dark, dreary, judgmental place, and that it's inherently unfair, and it will punish you for
Mm.
being good. And we didn't want to believe that. So we made light of things. We made it fun. We did our best. And then after we like got into high school and like there's no homes, no way to get
Mhm.
homes, no jobs, no way to get good jobs. School's way too expensive for the
Mhm.
job market. You know, people don't realize when there's no jobs, why you can't go to school. really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I mean, a lot of people did, and that's totally fine. But it's like you have no reason to go to school because there aren't any good jobs, right?
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, it was depressed. No one had a good outlook, and so I think that we make light of everything because we were taught that life was so miserable, and that nothing will ever improve, and you'll never do any better.
Ooh.
And if anyone deserves something, it's me because I've worked for 30 years. I think that's the kind of mindset. I think that's what we grew up hearing and seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
And I think we rebel against that, and we say, I can enjoy life, and I can do my best, and it'll be good enough, and I'm going to care about people, maybe even to a fault. Many of us do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know what I mean? I think we were rebelling against a certain standard that was upheld, and not to say that people's lives weren't very difficult. I think they were, but we just decided to enjoy life and find something greater than ourselves. And I think we find that in community, which is where a lot of the political movements get their fury, if you will, their passion. It's like a communal thing, and I think we you know, in I guess a poor choice of words, but maybe like we were robbed of that or discouraged from that. It can't happen. That's not how people work anymore. You know what I mean? And we wanted that so desperately that we just made it, and it doesn't necessarily look great all the time.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not the best all the time. You know, whether it's like, you know, drugs or a rave or political movements that are just inherently flawed.
Yeah.
Or destructive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or demonic even, you know, but it's like, of course it's not gonna, but we're trying to fill something that life can be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that opens the door to so much deceit. You know, there's a lot of deceit in our generation. A lot of deceit. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like, I mean, we all see it. It's like we just are, like, we believe crazy things that aren't, it's not real, you know? But you're like constantly trying to be nailed down. This is how the world works, and you're rebelling against that. So when you hear that, it doesn't do anything for you because you've insulated yourself from that. Not us personally, because, you know, but let's like the more like leftist, radical leftist ideologies. It's like, well, they don't want to hear that that's just the way the world is because they've rejected that sentiment. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And they're running on someone has promised something, or something has promised them something better than that.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's like, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's almost been like a dreary struggle that has led us into a, you know, make the best of it, make the light of it almost. You know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
But that's my theory.
I gotcha. Oh, I think there was more in your theory that I related to. My theory.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna say that.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Yeah.
If you want. But yeah, that's kind of what I see.
Gotcha.
But you know, again, it's taken us a long time, but we got to come back around, I guess, to reality in a form. But we hope for a better reality. You know, we hope to make the world a better place than when we entered.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
But but I guess at the beginning that's everyone's hope, right? Or a lot of people's.
I think so.
Maybe we just assume that. Yeah. Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally don't know. I was talking. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
We don't know.
That's what they say sometimes. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. That's
like, I'm just trying to make the world a better place. Like, I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. I don't know. What's your real motive here?
It's not for us to decide, I suppose, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my theory. But maybe we just wanted more and it never happened, and so, you know, who knows?
Gotcha.
Who knows? It hasn't been easy being a millennial.
There's also like our new capabilities, right?
Yeah.
Like internet, electricity, like just everything that we have. Yeah, and that's just reshaping the entire world. But we grew up with it, you know, like we grew up and it was being introduced, right?
Yeah.
And so it has like a lot of capability, a lot of possibility in it. And the millennials really take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least they should be.
Yeah.
Like that's,
Oh yeah.
That's like
yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
where the future is.
Yeah, I think actually I think Gary Vee talks about this.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I think he does.
Yeah.
Where he talks about like, hey, these I think he actually talks about millennials. Like he's like they're finding easier and better ways to survive and live.
Yeah.
Like using the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, and like he was talking about how like some of their like people older than them like just seem as super disrespectful, and they're like, oh, those millennials are just super disrespectful, and they're like, no, they're finding a better way. They're finding their way.
Yeah. I got you.
And it's working for them, and you're ignoring it.
Yeah,
and that's what like Gary Vee says, or something similar to that. That's not verbatim, but that's what I got out of it. I haven't listened to him in months, so that could be like really, really fuzzy. But so there's also that. Like we're just seeing all the stuff that we have, all these new capabilities, that these past generations haven't had. They didn't have this stuff, but we do. And now you want to tell us that we can't have the future that we can't have the future that we want. But we disagree.
Inherently.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah.
And
so I can see this.
I think it's also like, even if it is true that the future, that the world's a terrible place, it's like, well, I don't want to believe that because that's not going to help me. Yeah. That's not, you know what I mean? So it's like, even if someone could convince you that it, or, they were right, and I'm like, well, yes, okay. But I want to be a great example anyway. I want to do my best anyway. I want to care about people anyway. Yeah. And at some point, that's where like the real gospel comes in, and it's like, okay, well, how much are you willing to suffer for being, for doing your best and being a good believer, being a good Christian, and so it's like, well, when you take God out of it in a secular way, well, it just seems, it can seem very arrogant or very flighty. It can even go into like New Age stuff. You know what I mean? So it's very dangerous, right? But when you do it in the Lord, in the gospel, it's like, well, that may be true, but God can make a difference. Yeah. And I mean, He can make a difference in my surroundings, even if that's it, even if that's all I do. Yeah. Like, well, that's what I want, and it sounds like that's more than what what others have experienced, and so it's like, well, maybe that's what I want then. Gotcha. Yeah. But along with learning how to do things on your own and overcome yourself and just that process, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it's looking to be a very interesting future. Yeah. But how old is who's the Prime Minister of Canada? Justin Trudeau. How old is he? Ooh. He's a millennial, right?
Is he?
I don't know.
Oh, he might be. I think I remember hearing something like that. Like, he's one of like the only millennial leaders.
Yeah, world leader, which, I don't think.
But I wouldn't say he's probably in his 40s.
I mean, I wouldn't have voted for him if I were Canadian, but like, Let's see. Here we go. Type in Justin. He's the first name that comes up.
Wild.
1971. He's 49.
Okay.
He's the same. He's the same as Elon Musk. He's a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
He looks young though. Is that right? What? He's born on Christmas. Nice. December 25th.
Wow.
1971. He's 49.
That's wild.
He looks young though.
Yeah.
But he's not a millennial.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's crazy. That's a surprise to me. Yeah. I thought if any of them were, he would be. But maybe there are no millennial world leaders yet.
Maybe not. I
can't think of a single one. Not that we need. I'm not saying we need that. I mean, in proper timing.
Yeah, it'll happen.
In time. I'm not saying any of this needs to happen now, or else I'm gonna burn something down.
No, we're not saying.
We're not saying.
We're not saying.
But
that.
if you need something burned down and you have like you can write me a check. You can use Cash App.
Yeah. Just pay me in some Bitcoin or something.
Yeah. I'll post my Bitcoin address if anybody needs a riot. I don't have any connections. It's like, but if you just want to pay me, I'll do something.
Yeah.
Destroy a building, break a window.
I'll find a good stick.
We'll we'll loot something. Send us 1 Bitcoin. We'll split
Yeah.
it and we'll loot something.
Yeah.
If you need it.
We'll loot box.
Little political joke there. If you don't get it,
my gosh.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
okay. Just go ahead. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You know people, yeah, paid them to do that. So
Yeah.
riots.
Oh man. But yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind because I know my people. I know my generation, right?
Yeah.
And of course I'm not, we're not happy with everything, but I'm okay with dealing with governmental structures that that we devise for each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would probably have more peace of mind in that maybe than I do now. It's it's just been scary. I don't know. Maybe just because I've been taught that it's scary. I don't know. That was just my experience, but I'm gonna do it anyway until that happens. But it's just like I don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be navigatable.
Yeah. It sounds like you have high hopes.
Oh yeah.
For the.
I do.
For
millennials.
Yeah. I was always gonna say the millennial reign.
Oh, that's
Isn't that funny?
That's funny.
Isn't that funny?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh no. I just create a conspiracy theory. Did I create?
You did.
A new end times theory.
Yeah. So it's like when we come of age, that's the millennial reign. That's when Jesus
crazy.
is coming back.
Wow.
That's prophetic.
That's what the millennial reign is, when we rule with the Lord.
When we were with the Lord.
I just rewrote Revelation.
You did. You did.
Mm-hmm.
Rewrote it or just deciphered it? This is breaking.
Deciphered how it should be written.
It's prophetic. We're millennials because that's when Jesus is coming back. There's a lot of people that probably just like poop themselves.
Yeah, they should. They should. This just got real. It got very real.
Yeah.
So
I do have high hopes.
You have high hopes.
I have high hopes. I have incredible hopes.
Yeah.
For millennials. And I don't think anyone can convince me otherwise unless it's it's here, unless it happens, and then it's not that great.
Gotcha.
But I mean, how not great can it be compared? I mean, I'm not being rude to anyone. It's like how bad could it be?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know things can be terrible, right? But like, how bad?
Yeah.
How much more godless can it get? Can't we only like besides like the literal tribulation? I mean, like how much? But even then, like, you know what I mean? It's like we're Christians are here. It's like with I don't know. It's like how much more godless can it get?
I gotcha.
And I'm like, well, I can navigate my people. I can't navigate the others, like I can't navigate, but I can be, respectful, of course, but it's like, but it's hard for me to navigate their system.
Yeah.
But I can navigate mine.
Mm-hmm.
People that are my age, it's like, yeah, well, just, I know the game,
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably know the game.
A little bit. Yeah.
You seem to not have as high of hopes as I do.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm a little like, I don't know how it will look, but I'll be very interested whenever like my generation gets into these positions.
Yeah.
It'll be so interesting to see.
It'd be exciting. I think it's pretty exciting. Well,
my hope and my prayer is that we do well.
Yes.
We do really, really well.
Yeah.
That we take everything from here and we actually learn from it. We don't just give into the whole traditions, for that seat of power or whatever.
Yeah.
But we actually keep our millennial mentality of maybe this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And this does.
Yeah.
And we should do it like that.
Do it. Yeah. Be flexible and stuff. And hopefully we can incorporate some stability, some structure.
Yeah.
I think that'll happen naturally though. I think it's happening right now.
Yeah.
And that's why my hopes are very high.
I don't think millennials are devoid of structure.
No, I don't think so. But
I think they are.
It seems so. It has in the past, you know. But like I think it's happening right now. I think and that was kind of the missing. That was everyone's complaint. You know, this snowflake, flip flop. You know, can't figure out, can't get their head on straight, right? Can't figure stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, and so I feel like we're in the process of that, and so with the flexibility and the ingenuity and the optimism, I guess, that's inherent in the millennial, you know, just wanting to believe the best.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a incredible mixture, you know, personally.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Personally. But along with the, you know, value for human life and stuff like that, I think it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
But you know, just being able to maybe trust your government again, which I felt like obviously you could in times past, but now it's like it's really hard to trust your government, you know.
Yeah.
Trust your own government to keep you safe or to not persecute you.
Oh yeah.
That's basically gone.
Yeah.
Right now.
Absolutely.
It's like, but even, you know, before Trump was elected, it's like, well, it was pretty sketchy then, like right, you know, before then, and then it's like, okay, well, now we can rest for a while, and then now we're back worse than ever, you know.
Worse than ever.
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't like, you can't even trust your own government.
Yeah.
That's terrible. It's a terrible, and that's not unique to us. There's other places, other people that have gone through that, and, you know, the past generations and stuff, but it's definitely, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about it. I hope I can be a part of it.
Yeah.
And not just, you know, whatever, not just still trying to pick myself up, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which we will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we will. But
you know, be able to take those leadership positions.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part. That's a big part for me. I mean, that's a whole lot of why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to you know, eventually be an actual good leader, you know, and know what those traits are and how to do it well.
Yes.
Yeah. So no matter what that position is, you know.
Yeah.
Like whether it's small or big, like just good leader across the board. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Being a good leader. Do you feel like you've learned a lot about leadership recently, or is there a time in your life you were pretty good? You felt like you were doing good as a leader or learning about leadership?
I mean, probably now is like the best I've been, you know, like where I can trust, like, not all my thoughts, but a lot of them, or just the way that I want to go. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna go there, and I don't think it's a bad decision. You know, it's like, okay, and then like it panning out or working or being good, you know. Yeah. And so, I wouldn't say I'm like the greatest leader. Like that'd be. That sounds like
that would be arrogant. That would be arrogant to brag about himself like that. But you're a great leader, so I can brag about him. He's a great leader.
Whatever.
I listen to him every day. He orders me around all the time.
Yeah.
Even in this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to stop talking.
You can continue.
Stop. Oh. I said stop. I don't boss Brandon around. That's not a thing. That's not real.
Yeah. They're going to be like, it should be, you know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, I don't know.
He doesn't know. Did we knock something out?
Did something change for you?
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
That was just my headphones.
Gotcha. Okay.
Was it your headphones too?
Yeah, it was. Actually, mine.
So if you're watching this and you're a millennial, tell us. Do you have hope for the millennial reign? Do you have hope in your own generation to do well? If you're not a millennial, do you have hope for the future? Let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
But
pretty.
we should be we need to be on that. I think millennials need to be on that journey right now of like really like what does it take to be a leader? How to be a leader? We're really coming into that time, where it's like we're going to need really good millennial leaders in business, at homes, in the government, like all across the board. So we need to be learning that stuff. What's nice also about our generation is the information.
Yes.
And the resources.
Oh yeah.
To like learn, grow.
Oh,
be
to
better.
learn is crazy because like I remember growing up, the phrase was, "Don't tell me how to raise my kids."
Ooh.
You remember that?
Yeah, 100%.
You guys relate? So it's like everyone. Don't tell me how to raise my kids. It's like no one was open to advice. No one was open to correction, advice, counseling, anything like that, right? And then in our generation, we're like Googling everything. Please tell me how to raise my kids. People have parenting classes now, and I don't know. It's crazy the difference. It's like, please tell me how to do a good job raising my kids. Whereas opposed to, I know what I'm doing. Don't tell me that. Don't coach me. You know what I mean? And then like another thing in our generation along those lines is like how willing we are to learn. We like pay people to coach us. Yeah. Like that's a huge business. It's a huge business. If anybody knows anything, it's like they sell coaching courses. If they're successful at what they do, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. You sell courses online. That is what we're living that right now.
Oh yeah, we are.
Real estate courses, business courses, marketing courses, anything, everything. It's like name a business or a sector or whatever. It's like, we'll teach you how to we have live coaching sessions and all that. I mean, our generation just eats that up, and they make tons of money. Absolutely. And we get the information we're looking for. You know what I mean? But it's almost like there was a not what's the word I'm looking for? A deficit of human to human learning in our generation. A terrible deficit. And the reason I call it a terrible deficit was because we knew nothing. Like we didn't even know, like most of us didn't even know how to like really open a bank account or take a loan.
Ooh. Yeah.
How to use a credit card properly. And it's not that they didn't know. It's not that like certain people didn't know that. It's just that there was no transfer of that information in a patient and loving way was like missing.
That transition was rough.
And that's why we're like crazy. We don't know what we're doing, and we're anxious, and it's like the structures don't work for us. They work against us because we weren't taught how to work with I think that's part of it. Yeah. It's like we weren't taught how to work within the structure. Yeah. How to use it to our advantage. We were taught it's out to get us. Which is that's terrible. I mean, I would never raise my kids that way. Oh, don't trust the government. They're out to get you. It's like, even if that's true, I'm going to be like, you just do your best and read the fine print if you have to, but like, don't worry about it. You have to move forward. It's even if the government is unfair, you still have to move forward. I mean, that's literally how I talk to my kids, you know? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, that's literally how I talk to them. It's like, even if it's unfair, like, you just do your best. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And you just forgive, and you just do your best, and you can make it. And we'll be there for you. And that's how I talk to them. I talk to them all the time. They're scared to do stuff all the time. And, obviously it's not government stuff, but it's like school stuff. It's like, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or wear that. I'm like, hey, you just do your best. We'll check the paper again. We'll do it, we'll do what we need to do. And it's okay if you get it wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but it just seems like there's a huge deficit of that in our generation. Oh yeah. And I'm not, it's not necessarily like personal experience aside. It's like, well, I just see it so much. Yeah. Because we're craving it. We crave compassionate male role models, especially boys, especially men. Millennial men right now. Yeah. It's like we're craving those male role models right now to believe in us.
And not wimpy.
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah, but like strong.
We want strong. We want like masculine, but like
Yeah,
compassionate.
but like they care about us.
Yeah,
And that's what
absolutely.
that's what, like, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And you see these like conferences full of men, and they're like 32 to 25, 35, 24, whatever. It's like they're everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And they just eat it up. I mean, some of them just like start bawling when these men in their 40s say nice things to them.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's
I know
like
exactly
it
what
makes
you're
you.
talking about.
It's like crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like they're wondering, is my life even valuable?
Oh yeah.
And here, this older guy who's confident, and he's like, and he's just he's saying nice things to you.
Yeah.
In like not in he's yelling nice things at you,
Yeah, I
It's
see
like,
that too. They're like screaming it at
yeah,
us,
he's like, and I'm just like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, it's crazy, but that means there's like such a deficit of that.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. I hate that's real, and I would hope that our generation wouldn't do that to the next.
I really hope that we don't.
I mean, I'm not.
But I
say nice things
I have
to my kids, but
higher hopes though.
yeah,
I do. Because
Yeah.
I think we're realizing how much that affects and changes us whenever we get a kind word from someone we
Encouragement.
admire.
Yeah.
Someone who we have deemed worthy
Mhm.
deemed worthy of success or
Yeah.
respect, and then they
Mhm.
say something so kind, or
Yeah.
help us,
Or help you,
just
be interested
show
in
you.
Yeah.
I think like mentorship. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't think I was ever mentored.
Yeah,
you know,
mentorship is
mentorship-
huge.
Yeah, and
Huge.
I don't know if I've really ever even seen it from millennials.
Yeah.
Though if people have had it, I mean that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I think some
That's-
have, but
that's
but
fantastic.
most of the success stories you see, they've had a mentor. They may not talk
Yeah.
about it, but a lot of successful people have mentors.
That's what I hope. That's what I
You know.
actually hope our generation gets into.
Yeah,
I hope
for sure.
millennials get into mentoring
Yeah,
like heavily.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta have like a structure for yourself. But then after you, a lot of times these men have reached it. They've reached their success level. Money isn't important
Mhm.
anymore. Something else is important, and that's
Yeah.
like personal connection and passing on your knowledge
Yeah.
is what's
yeah.
important. And your priorities do change as you get money. I mean, I can definitely imagine it. I'm not there yet, obviously, but
Well, you're making your way.
yeah. But I always prioritized helping younger people.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That's
1
that
year,
sounds like
2
you.
year, 3 years younger. Even as a kid, I always prioritized helping them, protecting them if I needed to. Not that I was the best always, for sure, but I always cared about the little guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so that's something that's always been a priority for me. It's just that now I'm focusing, on my my own financial side of it at the
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
but yeah, it was always it's there, but yeah, but you think about it, when you have all the money you need, and you have all the assets you need, and you just got everything you need, you
Mhm.
want to help someone else,
Yeah.
and you just pick somebody who's working, who's moving forward, doing their best, and you teach them what they need to know.
Mhm.
What's more rewarding than that after you have all that success? You know what I mean?
So true.
It's like
Mhm.
that's super rewarding.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you didn't even have to build it for yourself. You're not charging them by the hour.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you just want to find a willing, someone who's humble and teachable,
Yeah. Yeah.
and help them get ahead.
Absolutely.
And then you get to share that with them.
Yeah.
later,
100%.
That's incredibly rewarding. I can imagine, how incredibly rewarding that would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, there was it seems like there was a deficit of that in
Mhm.
past couple generations or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's all changing, because I think people are seeing that now.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that and experiencing that
Mm-hmm.
that
Absolutely.
deficit for themselves and moving forward anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And like, even if we don't have it in like that personal way, which I hope that we do.
Yeah,
I hope that people have like a real personal mentor, like actually
Mhm.
working with them on their specifics.
yeah,
But we have so much as far as like resources. We were just talking about the resources.
yeah, resources.
And like there's so many just motivational videos or inspiring videos
Mhm.
or hey, I'm struggling with this, let me look it up, look, a video on it,
Yeah.
how to move past that.
Yeah.
It's like we have a lot of resources
We do.
here, but I do hope that we get to the more personal mentorship ourselves, and I'm hoping
sure.
that all of these resources will reinforce how important it is
Yeah.
for us to hand that off to somebody.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I hope that our transitions, like from the millennials to the Gen Z, are good. Or I don't know what's beyond Gen Z.
I don't know either.
But that generation, because that would be more our kids.
Yeah.
That I would hope that transition goes well. That we're actually able to hand that baton.
Yeah, and I perceive that happening very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just with the way things are going.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the way that we value people.
Yeah.
To person to person. I mean, I guess maybe this is just my experience. I don't really know, but I'm just kind of believing that my generation has similar inclinations. Not that we all believe this.
I think that we do.
I think so.
I really do, and that's why I think we have the extremes.
Yeah.
I think we have the extreme helping people that's like hurting people
at someone else's expense. Yeah, villainizing someone to help someone else. Like
absolutely,
no, we don't.
And I think we do that heavily.
Yeah,
and I think it stems from this because we do have, that we care about the people around us. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, I think we'll be pretty good mentors. I mean, that's a personal dream of mine. Is to be a good mentor to someone else.
Yeah.
Much younger than me. Teach people. I love teaching people.
Yeah.
Not that, whether it works out or not, or whether it's it's like, but that's,
it's a hope.
Yeah. It's a
dream,
hope I have.
Being
absolutely. Able to teach people what I've learned or whatever, hopefully I'll have done something, made something by then, but
yeah. But, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that's what we're working toward,
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of neat. It's kind of like a shift because it's like I know that I'm working for me, but I also know that I'm working for the future.
Yeah,
I'm working for
to
be family. A good mentor.
Yeah,
to be that good mentor. So all those things that I'm doing for myself, I'm hoping that it'll give back at some point. The focus that I'm putting on my business, my finances, these things that I'm hoping at some point it'll go back out.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's well, I like that view. It's my view.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah.
But I also think just in general, I think that's a good view.
Yeah.
Of it.
That's pretty good.
Because you can't hold on to everything forever.
No.
Right. No. You want if you got the baton. Run as hard as you can with the baton, but you got to let go of it. You got to hand it off to the next person.
Yeah.
I think it's super important. So.
Yeah, I think so. And I think those things should happen naturally. It shouldn't be like a big deal. It shouldn't be like a difficult thing. There may be challenges along the way, but it's like, it should come kind of natural to know when is appropriate.
Yeah.
And as a believer, I guess you just pray for that person to come along. Hey, I'm handing it off, you know what I mean, or whatever, whether it's your knowledge or your whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you just pray for those things to be worked out beforehand, and you just like walking in it, It's like that would be that's isn't that the Christian ideal? Like, well, these things are worked out beforehand, and I'm just supposed to walk in these good things.
Yeah.
Like whether it's obviously we're talking about like financial stuff, but it's a multiple dimensions. It's
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, I can't help but be optimistic for my own people. But I interact with people like me and younger, every day on the internet.
You do.
Crypto trading, and everybody just wants to be so hopeful, sometimes to a fault, But they're learning. The pace at which people are learning discipline and responsibility is crazy, because you have these reckless people who just like lose everything on a trade. I'm talking about like crypto groups, chatting with them and everything, but they lose everything on a trade. And then but like a lot of the people who stick around, they're learning so fast to stick with the disciplines, develop some structure, but the optimism doesn't disappear.
Gotcha.
The hope doesn't fade. it's like, oh yeah, well, we're still gonna make it, but we're gonna be responsible. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I don't know how to explain it necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
but I just, what happens is it's like I can't help but be optimistic because I'm seeing it every day.
So I think
You
like
know what I mean?
like getting rid of naivety while maintaining like positivity, optimism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Failing without being like crushed.
Yeah.
Your hopes crushed.
It's really easy to be optimistic and naive.
Yeah.
It's different to be like matured,
informed,
and,
and
informed,
Yeah.
and then also optimistic.
Yeah.
Like that's a little rarer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
For
maintaining
sure.
that. Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of my generation. There's older guys, there's younger guys, all that kind of stuff too. But
Of course.
But in crypto, it's mostly, or in those circles, it's mostly people hopeful.
Yeah.
Hopeful for what they're doing and excited about it. But anyway, and there's a lot of great leaders there too. There's a lot of really, and they're all young guys, all of them.
Yeah.
And they're, there's a lot of great, great people that building stuff, building projects, building, all kinds of digital products or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they're great at just, talking to people and, I don't know, it's just crazy.
Absolutely.
But it's pretty fantastic. But I didn't grow up seeing stuff like that. Like normally you see a grumpy boss or like, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. It's like the head of the company is kind of arrogant, kind of, I don't know. That's just the image that I grew up with.
Gotcha.
So to see them down to earth, pleasant, happy, optimistic, but like responsible, but like sturdy and like I don't know. There's like there's a authority to them, but they're not like arrogant, like worship me or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
okay.
That's just what I see.
Gotcha.
But,
like a boss you can actually admire
and talk to.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Approachable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's just down to earth.
He's like, yeah, human.
Yeah.
Inherently human.
And that's so important.
Oh yeah.
It's like so important.
Yeah.
Because I can recognize that I'm human, but sometimes I have trouble recognizing other people as human.
Yeah, or like thinking, like looking up to them too much, or yeah.
And so it's like, well, that's unattainable because I know me, But then whenever they can actually like, meet me on my level, and I can see that that's possible for me. Big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal for sure. But let us know in the comments below what you think of millennial bosses versus other generational bosses. We won't name names. But
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think
we're just talking specifically about millennials.
We're just talking about millennials.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
But Elon Musk is a Gen Xer, so if you hate on him, just remember he's one of you.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oops. Oops. We'll claim him though if you don't want him. It's fine. He is literally the millennial dream.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, everybody wants to like.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he literally is.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to be a billionaire, hip, build huge companies, work hard. You know what I mean, and accomplish that. But it's like whatever.
Gosh.
He's 49. I can't believe that. But it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway. Does that about wrap it up for today?
I think so.
How long
are we good? We've been going for an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Do we need more?
I mean, we can keep going.
Sure.
What I think is interesting about Elon Musk is that he like caught the curve. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Like he
For
really
sure.
did. And
You mean like the fad or the next big thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
And it's not. I don't think it was like very hidden. I think it was just belittled.
Yeah, you mean you mean which company? You mean like all of them, or he built like 3? I think. Well, he's got more, but.
Well, I think he focused more on
electric cars.
Yeah, electric cars.
Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla.
But he made, I mean, like the SpaceX, like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
A private space company.
Yeah, he jumped on that. I mean, that sounds
He
crazy.
did it, you know, and then like sending rockets into space as a private company.
Yeah.
Nobody. No, that was NASA. NASA's job.
Yeah.
That was like government stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I mean, NASA's subsidy. You know, I don't know if they're a government agency or not, but like that's what it is. But he was a private company.
Yeah.
Centered around space travel or you know, launching stuff into space. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Nobody was gonna do that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be like starting your own army, privatized army.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that? It's a government thing, you know. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's like just take a government job and do it privately, and then you know, a privatized company. It's like, well, that's crazy. But it's space travel of all those things. You know? That's the business of governments, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess not anymore, you know.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, you know, for now it's just him, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he caught on to the next big things, you know, electric cars and the internet, you know, internet money or PayPal.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you know, those were big.
I think it was just like people realizing how big the internet was going to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, him and Jeff Bezos did the same thing. Because he saw the same thing.
They wanted to like give into that.
Yeah, get into
system,
it. Yeah.
You know. It's super. For sure. It's super true.
And then they built a business around it.
Yeah.
And it's just that's great thinking. You know.
Yeah.
They made good bets.
Wild.
You know.
It's wild.
I guess it easily could have gone the other way for them, but I mean, they did well.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
maybe.
You know, I mean, he talks about it like how it could have been different.
Yeah, gotcha.
But, yeah, but they're not millennials. So what's the next big thing here?
What's the
virtual reality? I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah,
virtual reality.
Yeah, could be.
It's already happening.
Yeah,
it's probably the next big thing. Crypto's also the next big thing, but there's already a lot happening there, so it's not like, there is. You know, but there's a lot more. Like it's not done.
Yeah,
for sure, it's not done. You know,
absolutely.
It's a huge industry.
Mm-hmm.
NFTs are huge. They will be probably bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of alternative energy sources. Huge. If you do it well, do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big. That's big. Something that's, you know, usable, user friendly, affordable, all that stuff. That's challenging, of course, but easier said than done.
Yeah. Yeah.
NFTs they'll probably be a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, you know, it would take time, but if you got into that and did it right,
yeah,
it'd be huge.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of crypto projects that are focusing on like utilization of NFTs. It's like using them for a purpose.
Gotcha.
Instead of just a piece of art, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are big. Like those are going to be big. So, but I think Gary Vee is doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Last I heard, I could be wrong about that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I mean, he's doing it. I just don't know what use cases he's talking about.
Okay.
But he's definitely doing it.
Gotcha.
I don't know what he's doing with it. I think he said something about like online shopping. You get like NFTs that you get like discounts at certain stores. I mean, it's huge.
Interesting.
That's a huge deal. Yeah. Can you believe that? How like that takes the ownership of the NFT, which is only one of, or presumably a handful of.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you own this, you get this much discount at this store or that store or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm like, that's simple. That simple thing is like, you just made a, you know, $1 million NFT there.
Yeah.
People just own it because they want to. It's not even about the discount.
No. Absolutely.
You know?
And with how NFTs work, you always get, like, even if it switches hands, you get paid.
The creator gets paid.
Yeah, the creator gets paid.
And that's Gary Vee.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a crazy.
You dog. Wild. You financial genius.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's pretty funny. Huh?
It's pretty crazy because there's going to be like industries that like never change, right?
Yeah.
Like
presumably.
Like housing and and like we're always going to need houses, right? But like then there's industries that like haven't even that are just being created.
Yes.
You know.
Created out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're going to be like here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just wild to me.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
You could think of like we could brainstorm. Everybody think of next gen housing. What does next gen housing look like? Because it's not going to be like a simple apartment complex. It's got to be better, more streamlined,
Mhm.
more compact. I mean, we got like mini houses, you know,
Oh yeah, we do.
but it can be bigger
The
than
tiny
mini
homes.
houses. Yeah, tiny homes. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, that changes that, you know, how housing works, sort of.
Yeah.
Not that it's
A lot
not
of
as
people got
wide.
into that. A
Oh,
lot of people did.
Yeah,
You know.
but that's because houses weren't available. So now that they are, or now that
That's
there's a
true.
housing boom, it's like, are those people moving into real houses now?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
have no idea.
I have no idea. I think it just depends on did you start in a mini house, now you want a big house, or did you
Ooh.
start in a big house
And now you want a mini
and now
house.
you're retiring in a mini house?
Wow.
Either way, I don't know.
Don't know.
I thought about getting a mini house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go past that. I was like, oh, that'd be neat, and I was like, I can't do that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I need my room. I need my personal space.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
Too much thinking to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know. You probably feel similar, right? No.
I don't know. I like the movement.
Yeah, like walking around or having room to move.
I just need a space to be mine. Like that's it.
I get you.
You know.
Yeah.
Of course, like you're married, you got your kids.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
Yeah.
So a tiny home is all of a sudden like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, yeah.
No.
That changes it.
No, I can't.
know.
I can't do that.
I gotcha. Yeah. It'd
And
be
like PTSD
it'd just be a
after like a month.
lifelong road trip.
No.
You know, like gosh, yeah, that'd be pretty intense.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I gotta go hide. I go
Gotta
hide
go
all the time. I go hide all the time.
You hide all the time.
Hide all the time.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Love you guys. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. My daughter recently got a robot dog.
Oh.
It barks and it walks.
Nice.
And sometimes you gotta vacate the premises.
You got vacant.
Or it does. It just barks all the time.
Gotcha.
They love it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm sure they do.
not gonna yell at them. I just gotta go. Like you can go or I can go. I'll just go, man.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Just gotta have like your escape.
Yeah,
your
that's
escape
recent
place.
though. That's pretty recent, but
Yeah.
that's one example. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we come up with a great idea. You know, there's like all kinds of like small ideas
Mm-hmm.
that are crazy profitable. You just gotta
Yeah.
make. Basically, I think what it comes down to is you just gotta make something.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
gotta produce something
Yeah.
and
100%.
market that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
It just has to be available. It just has to be desirable.
Yeah.
You know, market it. I mean, marketing is basically everything, which is what I'm kind of learning right now. You know, like just how to market
Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
So anything. I don't even care what it is. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
know, just how do I market that?
Yeah.
And so whether I make it, whether someone else makes it, commission, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just like, how do I market that?
Mm-hmm.
But how do I generate revenue with this sales?
Yeah.
With this, that's basically it. But anyone who produces something, especially, you know, as these stimulus checks and you know, they're talking about like a monthly payment for kids and stuff, all of
Mhm.
that's gonna go to the ones producing. All of it, like
Mm.
all that money. Oh, it's extra. You know what I'm saying? It's like if people are
I gotcha.
working, it's all it is extra. So people are gonna, if you're making, anybody who's in business now is, well, I guess that's the short term, you know, because who knows how that's gonna affect the economy.
Mm-hmm.
It's already affecting the economy pretty crazy, just the idea of it. But people are gonna spend more money.
Is this the thing they're proposing right now?
Yeah,
Like
I think it's been announced.
what?
I mean,
What are you talking about? I haven't heard anything about this.
Like monthly checks for kids, if you have kids.
Just anyone with kids?
Yeah,
Or like indefinitely?
I guess so. I don't know.
What
I
is
mean,
it? What is this?
it's,
I've not heard about this.
Oh, okay.
at
Well,
all.
I mean, you would.
I don't have kids.
You don't have kids, so. Yeah,
I didn't get the
that's-
memo. I need to get some kids.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, man. It's like the tax breaks are incredible. But now, yeah, I guess they're just gonna spread it out over the year, through the
Gotcha.
year. I'm like, I have no idea.
Interesting. Okay. But
But
yeah, it'll just be extra.
it's just extra. But when you see, like, when you give money to the masses, it all goes to Amazon. You see what I mean?
Wow.
So anyone
Wow.
on Amazon who has a product or who owns Amazon, they're getting all that money.
Mm.
So you just gotta produce.
Yeah.
You just gotta market. You just gotta produce. That's it. And that's what basically I'm learning. Which learning how to do that.
Yeah.
How do I market that? How do
Mhm.
if I produce? How do I produce that? If I market it? But I think no matter what you make, if you market it the right way, get the
Yeah.
right people behind you,
Mhm.
at least I've heard that the rule is even if you market a minimum amount, you will get sales.
Mm. Gotcha.
So I'm just kind of banking on that. Like, okay, well, if I produce something and market a medium amount, I can hope for a sale.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Or something,
Yeah.
as long as it's decent, I guess.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just that's the kind of skills that we need to develop. Should have.
Yeah.
I mean, I say should have developed, but what we need to develop.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You know what
It
I
doesn't
mean?
matter.
It doesn't matter if we
It's
should
gone.
have.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
because we just have to do.
we got to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely.
we got to do it now.
Mhm.
But yeah.
So we got any last words on success? What success means to us, or
You go first.
me go first?
Yeah. What success mean? You sum it up.
Sum it up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Your dream.
Well, I asked you that question, but I wasn't ready for it.
That sounds hypocritical. Oops.
Okay. I don't know. I think success is just more about setting a goal for yourself and achieving that goal, whatever that is. And it's kind of more personal. And really, I think to actually experience success, you have to get what people are telling you need off of you.
Yeah.
And you really need to look at what you want to accomplish and what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and set that goal and then go for it.
Yeah.
I think that's how I would view success.
Success in our generation.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think success for me has just been, if I could sum it up in two things, it would be a good father and please the Lord.
Ooh, okay.
I think that was my idea of success.
Yeah.
And of course there's other things like, a good income or / retirement or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a foreign word to me at the moment, but it's like, it's important. Yeah, you got to plan, but yeah, so there's other things along the way that prioritize in and out. But I think at the sum up my life experience, that was my paradigm. Those were my priorities.
Yeah.
Be a good dad. Please the Lord.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm developing other kinds of skills too.
Yeah.
With that. So, but anyway, well, guys, that concludes our podcast for today.
Yeah.
Thanks
absolutely.
for joining us. Bless you. Be successful.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later.